So again, this morning, very simple idea. We had the gap fill that we were looking for. We were looking for the idea of momentum coming in, right? So the gap fill is, it's something to think about, not to be like, oh, it's for sure going to happen. Like, oh my God, like it's going to for sure happen. No, we're looking for the gap fill for the idea of if momentum comes in, well, then there's a pretty good chance that we fill that gap. And that's exactly what we got today. So I broke down this trade here this morning and locking in $5,000 and showing it all live on YouTube here with you guys. So if you aren't already hitting that subscribe button, like button, let's get into it. Getting long here on the NASDAQ, looking for a push up through the 45s quickly. Push it real quick. So we get a push through 45s here. And I'm taking it off. Didn't want to go through, take it off quickly, and we'll lock it down. So as you can see right here, this is all very real. This is my Topstep funded account. I'm gonna go over here, pull over my account, and you can see making $5,827 in that account. 5,777. We're using the trade copier, so we're trading with 3 accounts, and well, there it is. Another day, another dollar. Almost, what is that? Do the math on this. I think this still wants to go a little bit higher, to be honest. I think she wants to push through the 45s here and go up there to the 50s. Kind of watching to see possible breakout right here. I'm gonna get long. It's gonna push. Let's go all the way through the 50s here, 45s. Trying to push through the 45s there. Need to hold at least 40 or we're jumping out. Should push right through here now. Needs to push. Getting stuck right there, about to squeeze though. And trying to go through the 45, 46, and 47s. I'm gonna take it off right there just to lock it down on the day. That'll be almost $6,000. I'll take it. $6,000 on one account, 5,954. Pretty much right where we want to be. I'm done. I'm happy with that. I'm locking it down. Keep going with the rest of the video, my friends. We got the breakout here. This is the Market Flow Trader patented. I own this strategy. Not really. I don't care. It's not like rocket science, but basically double bottom here. Bang, bang, bang. We're bouncing off this level. We get the push out here. We're off of this. We get the breakout through the 21 EMA. We got the VWAP right there for a great target. We got more upside potential. We got a pivot point there to the upside as well on the SPY, and well, on the QQQ, we got that 350.81 pivot point. So like I said, at open was looking for momentum to come in here. If we showed momentum, we look for the push to the VWAP, and then we look for a push higher from there. So that's exactly what we were looking for. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. Don't go chasing waterfalls. And there you go. On this type of setup, I mean, it's kind of a buy the breakout type of setup here, not wait for the retracement type of setup, but basically just ding, ding, ding. You know, especially we talked about that VWAP. There's like one thing I like to think about is there a reason for the market to push up? Like to why is it going to push up? Like what is there? What is going on at that level that it would push up to, right? If you're thinking like, okay, if I buy the breakout here at the 20s, why does it push to here? You know, I'm like, why is the market going to push up? Like, what's the idea here? Well, guess what? We have the VWAP right there. Like that's a reason for this to want to push up there, right? The VWAP's right there. We get the push up. It makes sense. Like, does that make sense to you? Like, I want to be entering a trade with an idea of like why something is going to move to a level. Like, why is it going to move there? Why is the market wanting to move to that level? Pretty much this right here. Remember that 50, 60 level? This is 70 there, a little bit earlier. So there was right here. This was that big liquidity level. There it is. That 49 liquidity is what we were looking at on the book map here at open. And that's exactly what we got. We got the push right up there that took out that liquidity. We were talking about it live on YouTube here. We pushed up to that 50s. We kind of then started bouncing around the VWAP here. And then we had that next big liquidity level. Where at? The 80s. And I talked you guys through this trade. The idea of pushing up there 77 to the 80s. And we went all the way to the 90s. So an absolutely beautiful move. And then up there to the 400s. If you guys, I'm not saying you have to go out and get the book map, but you really need to understand liquidity. You need to understand why is the market going to move these levels? What is going on that wants, you know, for the market to move? We got numbers coming out here in 1 minute, but that was the breakdown. Very simple trade this morning. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Also, look here on the QQQ chart. We had that gap in the QQQ chart. from the close yesterday. We talked about that gap fill potential as well. We had that pivot point there at the 350s. So the QQQ giving us our target. We had liquidity, we had the VWAP, we had all these things lining up. And this is all the stuff that we talk about in the market flow trader community in the course. And it's all very simple to kind of understand. You know, there needs to be a reason. I need to have a reason to why I believe the market's going to move where it's going to move. So if the more reasons, the more opportunity, the better chance that the market's going to give you the setup, the outcome that you're looking for. Right now, here we go. The JOLTS job numbers coming out there. The dollar going straight up right now. Market still kind of holding on here, but that VWAP in the line get touched on the NASDAQ there. We're above the VWAP on the NASDAQ. We're below the VWAP on the ES. So conflicting resolutions here. VWAP on the ES, VWAP on the NASDAQ. I like to see the NASDAQ and the VWAP kind of in the same, well, the NASDAQ, the ES in relation to the VWAP. I like to see them working together. I want that VWAP on the NASDAQ to be holding support if we're looking for a bullish move, and I want that ES VWAP. So right now, the way this is looking is that there's a good chance that we lose the VWAP support here on the NASDAQ, and then we sell down. So if we start to lose this support on the ES, I would say we crack on the NASDAQ here and lose that VWAP. So we just want to be careful that we don't lose that VWAP there on the NASDAQ, because if we lose the VWAP, it's going to go wee to the downside here. If you're in the green, remember, you're beating 90% of day traders out there. Think about that. You're part of the 10%. If you're making money today, you're a part of the 10% of day traders out there that are doing it every day. And the only way to do it every day is just to be consistent. And you can't be consistent if you're constantly trying to hit for the fences. If all you ever try to do is hit home run trades, you're never going to be a consistent day trader. You'll never be consistent. If all you try to do is just make your $1 million every day, like, oh, every day I'm gonna put on big trades and try to make a bunch of profit, but you never do, well, then there's probably a reason for that, right? Consistency. There's no consistency with being all over the place with your strategy. You're entering trades with big size. You're not stopping out. You're not controlling your emotions. Those are all things that are going to lead you to end up losing money if you don't follow discipline. You're not consistent. So there it is. I think that's time to take my $5,000 and walk away.